Are you ready to soar to new heights? Start your journey at Catawba Valley Community College's Ready, Set, Soar open house on Monday, March 31st at 5:30 p.m.
I'm Ralph Mangum for the WHKY News with our weekly review of a few of the top crime stories we had for you over the past few days. These are from the week of March 24th through March 28th. Here we go now.
23-year-old Jeffrey Thomas Owensby of Lambeth Ridge Drive in Statesville was charged Sunday by Morganton public safety officers. The charges filed are felony, breaking and entering with intent to terrorize or injure, along with misdemeanor counts of assault with a deadly weapon, assault by pointing a gun, and communicating threats. He's also charged with discharging a firearm inside the city limits. As of Monday morning, the suspect had not been apprehended. Sunday at approximately 1:40 a.m., Morganton public safety officers responded to an address on Johnson Street in reference to a report of shots being fired. Prior to the arrival of officers, Jeffrey Thomas Owensby was believed to have shot a firearm at this location before leaving the scene. Sunday at approximately 1:40 a.m., Morganton public safety officers responded to an address on Johnson Street in reference to a report of shots being fired. Prior to the arrival of officers, Jeffrey Thomas Owensby was believed to have shot a firearm at this location before leaving the scene. Upon arrival and further investigation, it was discovered that Owensby made entry into this residence in attempts to retrieve his property. Attempts were made to locate Owensby, but he was believed to be traveling back to the Statesville area. A warrant has been issued for Owensby's arrest. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
The suspect in this case is charged with stealing more than a mile's worth of internet cable. 30-year-old Few Lee of Royal Street in Hickory was arrested by Burke County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with felony injury to public utility property. On March 17th of this year, Brightspeed Internet reported to the Burke County Sheriff's Office the larceny of internet data cables. The cables were being stolen from utility poles in the area of Mineral Springs Mountain Road near Nobby Lale Road. Brightspeed Internet reported more than 6,400 feet of internet data cable had been stolen on multiple dates over the past month. On March 18th, the Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division began looking into the incident. A witness in the area provided a detailed description of a suspect vehicle seen in the vicinity of the damaged cable lines. The vehicle was described as a silver Toyota Tundra. They were able to provide the tag number as well. Deputies found the truck at a residence on Nobby Lale Road. Few Lee was found to be in possession of the Tundra. Detectives determined that Lee had sold copper at a scrapyard multiple times earlier this month. The copper was consistent with the stolen data cable. Lee was arrested without incident. Bond was set at $25,000 secured. His next district court date is April 10th. The investigation is continuing. More charges are expected. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
Friday, Burke County narcotics investigators received information about a large shipment of methamphetamine that arrived in the county. Authorities believe it was destined to be distributed in the area. After further investigation, the Burke County Sheriff's Office identified a location in the area of Flat Gap Road where the shipment had arrived. Ultimately, approximately 3 kilograms of meth was seized by investigators. The investigation is ongoing.
This case dates back to 2019. Police responded to a residence in Deep Gap following a report that individuals had disappeared. When they arrived at the scene, they found the 2 deceased individuals outside the home. 23-year-old Tristan Noah Borlaze was found guilty of first-degree murder in March of 2022. According to our news partner, WACB, the crime occurred when Borlaze was 1 month shy of his 18th birthday. He was tried as an adult in court, but he was a minor at the time of the crime, meaning the maximum sentence was life without parole. The court determined that North Carolina's statutory framework satisfied constitutional requirements by mandating consideration of youth-specific mitigating factors while preserving judicial discretion in sentencing. On April 10th of 2019, the Watauga County Sheriff's Office responded to an address on Orchard Road in Deep Gap for a 911 call related to the disappearance of 3 family members. 43-year-old Jeffrey David Borlaise and 44-year-old Tanya Mae Borlaise were subsequently found deceased outside of the home. The following day, Tristan Borlaise, then 17, was found in Tennessee, and he was arrested and charged. The trial covered 9 days and detailed the defendant's actions after killing his parents, including trying to conceal the act. He was incarcerated in March of 2022. The defendant is being held at the Lumberton Correctional Institution. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood. Suspect was arrested in a case that involved the search of a home in Hickory. During that search, police reportedly found oxycodone, cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and more than $40,000 in cash. As of the time I'm filing this report, the suspect was not listed as an inmate here at the Catawba County Detention Facility. 64-year-old Donald Eugene Sainer of Hickory was arrested Thursday by Catawba County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with trafficking in Schedule II controlled substance, felony maintaining a dwelling for controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. On Thursday, investigators with the Sheriff's Office Narcotics Division, in partnership with the Hickory Police Department and Maiden Police Department, executed a search warrant at a residence on 14th Avenue Northeast in Hickory. During the search, investigators reportedly seized approximately 40.9 grams of oxycodone pills, cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and approximately $45,000 in cash. Sainer was taken before a magistrate and received a $125,000 secured bond. As of the time I'm filing this report, he is not listed as an inmate here at the Catawba County Detention Facility in Newton. Catawba County Sheriff Don Brown thanked the Maiden and Hickory Police Departments for their assistance.
44-year-old Jeremy Michon Sims of 8th Avenue Drive Southwest in Hickory was arrested by Hickory Police on March 20th. He was charged with felony counts of habitual misdemeanor assault, 2 counts, trafficking heroin or opium, possession of a controlled substance on prison or jail premises, possession of fentanyl, and possession with intent to manufacture, sell, or deliver a Schedule II controlled substance. Sims was also charged with a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence and additional misdemeanor counts of assault on a female and possession of drug paraphernalia. Sims was taken into custody without incident at 6:25 p.m. on the 20th at a residential address on 20th Street Northeast in Hickory. He was placed in the Catawba County Detention Facility, initially without bond. He remains in jail with bond now set at $170,000. A district court appearance is coming up on April 10th with a Superior Court date set for April 14th. Both of those in Newton.
The suspect is charged in connection to an incident that occurred early this month in Longview. The suspect allegedly fired shots that struck a residence and multiple vehicles. He was brought to the Catawba County Detention Facility here in Newton following his arrest. 20-year-old Daniel Perez Jr. of CMB Farm Road in Conover was arrested Tuesday by Longview police. He's charged with felony counts of discharging a weapon into occupied property and possession of a machine gun. On March 3rd at approximately 11 p.m., Catawba County Communications received a call regarding a shooting in the area of 217 22nd Street Southwest. Longview police responded and discovered that several vehicles and an apartment had been struck by gunfire. No injuries occurred. However, a round did strike the apartment within feet of where a bystander was sleeping. Perez was taken into custody Tuesday at the Longview Police Department. He was brought here to the Catawba County Detention Facility and initially jailed without bond. His bond has since been set at $75,000. He remained in custody as of the time I filed this report. He was awaiting a Wednesday district court date. The investigation is continuing and authorities say more charges are expected. According to police reports, the suspect in this case led police on a chase starting in Catawba County. The chase ended with a crash. The suspect tried to flee on foot but was apprehended. He was brought to the Catawba County Detention Facility just behind me, where he was jailed. He remained in custody as of the time I filed this report. 26-year-old Nazir Maurice Lucky of Charlotte was arrested Tuesday by the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. He's charged with felony flee to elude arrest with a motor vehicle, possession of a stolen firearm, possession of a firearm by a felon, misdemeanor child abuse, reckless driving with wanton disregard, along with additional highway violations including aggressive driving, speeding, and failure to wear a seatbelt. Tuesday at approximately 1:50 p.m., Highway Patrol attempted to stop a 2016 Honda Accord traveling south on US 321 in Watauga County. The driver of the vehicle, Nazir Maurice Lucky, was reportedly speeding. He did not stop, and a vehicle chase was initiated. The Accord traveled south on 321 for several miles before exiting onto Startown Road. While traveling south on Startown, the Accord lost control, drove off the left side of the road, struck a ditch and collided with a tree. Lucky, 2 adult passengers and an infant passenger were transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. None of the occupants were wearing seatbelts. Lucky was arrested and charged and brought here to the Watauga County Detention Facility, where he was jailed under a $100,000 bond as he awaited a Wednesday district court date.
That's correct, Ralph. Mr. Clements is being charged with 10 counts of sexual exploitation. 39-year-old Joshua Brian Clements of Statesville was arrested by Iredell County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with 10 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. He has been taken into custody last Thursday, March 20th. Clements was jailed in the Iredell County Detention Center with bond set at $20,000 secured. The next court appearance is scheduled for April 11th. Stay tuned to WHKY.com to our crime report. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
55-year-old Rhonda Jean Teague of Taylorsville was arrested by Alexander County Sheriff's officers on March 19th and charged with felony obtaining property by false pretenses. On Monday, 2 additional counts of fraud obtaining property by false pretenses were filed against Teague. After the initial arrest, Teague was released under a secured bond of $10,000. She's now in custody under a $40,000 secured bond. District court appearances are coming up on March 31st and April 14th. That story comes to us courtesy of WACB's Rick Gilbert.
Everyone watch out. The Watauga County Sheriff's Office is reporting a scam. According to the report, scammers are using Sheriff Don Brown's name, advising citizens that they have a warrant for their arrest and they need to pay money to not be arrested. Be sure to verify the caller. While spoofing is less common than it used to be, scammers can still use technology to make a call appear as if it's coming from an authentic source. It's better to hang up, look up the agency's number on your own, and then call them back. The Sheriff's Office reminds citizens that they will never call you demanding money. In addition, they will never threaten to arrest you over the phone. The Watauga County Sheriff's Office says if you get a call like this, hang up immediately. The Sheriff's Office is asking community members to spread the word and help protect your friends and family from falling victim to this scam. Stay tuned to WHKY.com for more. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
28-year-old Daniel Austin Roney and 26-year-old Brandy Lee Ledford, both from Hickory, were arrested Tuesday by Watauga County Sheriff's officers. Roney was charged with resisting a public officer, assault, inflicting physical injury on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of trafficking opium or heroin, possession with intent to manufacture, sell, or deliver a Schedule II controlled substance, possession of marijuana up to ½ an ounce, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Roney was also served with an outstanding order for arrest from Caldwell County for misdemeanor larceny and another one from Catawba County for possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. Ledford was charged with trafficking opium or heroin and felony maintaining a vehicle for a controlled substance. They were arrested after a vehicle occupied by Roney and Ledford was stopped for a fictitious license plate. During the stop, Roney fled on foot, leading to a struggle that resulted in injuries to the deputy who was able to take Roney into custody. Narcotics investigators conducted a probable cause search of the vehicle and found approximately 416 grams of fentanyl, 3 grams of methamphetamine, 5 grams of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and over $1,400 in cash. Roney was jailed under a $650,000 secured bond, while Ledford's bond was set at $100,000 secured. Roney was scheduled to appear in District and Superior Court on March 26th in Newton, with a Caldwell County court date coming up on April 17th. A court date for Ledford was set for April 14th in Newton.
The defendant in this case received a 7 to 9 year prison sentence. The case dates back to 2023. The defendant got into an altercation with a police chief in eastern Watauga County. The chief's injuries were so severe that he had to have surgery. 52-year-old Richard David Miller Jr. was sentenced following his guilty plea Monday in Catawba County Superior Court to resisting a public officer, causing serious bodily injury, and admission of his habitual felon status. The sentence was imposed on Wednesday. The offense, which involved Catawba Police Chief Brian Bixby, took place September 26th of 2023. Knowing that Miller had an outstanding charge for resisting an officer, Bixby made contact with the defendant at a gas station in Catawba. During the interaction, Miller provided a false name and Bixby attempted to arrest him. The defendant shoved Bixby and fled the scene across an intersection on foot. As he ran away, Miller dropped a box cutter. During the pursuit, Bixby suffered a fall that caused severe injuries to his left arm that required surgery to repair. The incident was captured on Bixby's body camera. So once again, a 7 to 9 year prison sentence for Richard David Miller Jr. You can get more on this case by going to this story at our website, WHKY.com. Reporting from the Catawba County Justice Center, I'm Rob Eastwood, WHKY News.
That's correct, Ralph. Maiden police report the seizure of cocaine, a firearm, and the arrest of 2 suspects. 33-year-old Scotty Bernard Stanton Jr. and 31-year-old Tamika Rochelle Fleming were arrested Tuesday by Maiden police officers. They're both charged with possession with intent to sell and deliver cocaine and felony maintaining a dwelling for controlled substance. Stanton is additionally charged with possession of a firearm by a felon along with outstanding warrants from Catawba and Caldwell counties. Fleming was additionally charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor child abuse. On Tuesday, investigators with the Maiden Police Department, in partnership with multiple agencies, searched a home on Old Tavern Lane in Maiden. During the search, investigators seized cocaine, drug paraphernalia, cash, and a firearm. Stanton's bond was set at $350,000 secured. Fleming received a $250,000 secured bond. Both suspects had district court dates scheduled for Wednesday. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
There were 4 suspects arrested in this case. They were taken into custody following a traffic stop on Fairgrove Church Road here in Conover. That's just behind me. All 4 suspects face multiple drug charges. As of the time I'm filing this report, they all remain in the Catawba County Detention Facility. 29-year-old Hannah Taylor Story, 47-year-old Danny Shane Harris, and 27-year-old Alexander Chase Doolittle, all of Lincolnton, and 26-year-old Michaela Cheyenne Meeks of Vale were arrested this past Wednesday by Conover police. All 4 suspects are charged with trafficking in methamphetamine. They're all charged with multiple additional felony drug offenses as well. On Wednesday, Conover police conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle traveling on Fairgrove Church Road. The traffic stop was initiated due to a driver's license violation and led to the discovery of illegal drugs, according to police reports. Officers seized approximately 3.1 grams of fentanyl, 117 grams of methamphetamine, 20.3 grams of crack cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and a stolen firearm. Story was the driver of the vehicle and the other 3 suspects were passengers. All 4 suspects were confined in the Catawba County Detention Facility. Bond for Story and Harris was set at $55,000 apiece. Doolittle and Meeks were placed in jail without bond. All 4 suspects made their first court appearances on Thursday. Reporting from Conover for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
40-year-old Brandon Dean Johnson of Drexel was arrested Monday by Burke County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with felony communicating threats of mass violence to an educational campus. He's accused of making threats to Drexel Elementary School. According to our news partner, WHKY, a search of Johnson's residence uncovered guns, ammunition, and a ballistic vest. A copy of Johnson's arrest warrant reportedly states that he told someone he would engage in a mass shooting against a Burke County school or schools. Johnson was placed in the Burke County Jail under a $200,000 bond. A district court appearance was scheduled for April 14th. And that's our weekly roundup of crime stories we had for you during the past week. That's March 24th through 28th. The weekly roundup is posted every Saturday on the WHKY YouTube channel, along with our top stories, the crime report, local sports, and community focus. I'm Ralph Mangum, and I thank you for watching the WHKY News.